if his government had anything relevant and specific they would like us to look into, we were open to looking at it. This has been an issue of great friction for many years with Canada.
In the latest development in the India-Canada row, reports have emerged claiming that the Indian government has told Canada to withdraw dozens of diplomats from the country. According to reports which cited people familiar with the demand, Ottawa has been told by New Delhi that it must repatriate roughly 40 diplomats by October 10th. The Indian government is yet to issue a statement on the latest development. According to reports, Canada has 62 diplomats in India, and India has said that the total should be reduced to 41. The diplomatic relationship between New Delhi and Ottawa saw its lowest point after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recently alleged that the Indian government could be behind the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Nijjar, a designated terrorist in India, was shot dead outside at a parking lot outside a Gurudwara in Canada's Surrey, in British Columbia, on June 18th. Trudeau, during a debate in the Canadian Parliament, alleged Canada's national security officials had reasons to believe that agents of the Indian government carried out the killing of Nijjar, who also served as the president of Surrey's Guru Nanak Sikh Gurudwara. However, India has outrightly rejected the claims, calling it absurd and motivated. The Indian government has said that Canada has yet to provide any public evidence to support the claim about the killing of Nijjar. Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar recently said that the ongoing problem with Canada has been there for some years because of the permissiveness of the government regarding terrorism, extremism and violence in the country.
Yes, the Canadian Prime Minister made some allegations, initially privately and then publicly. And our response to him, both in private and public, were that what he was alleging was not consistent with our policy, and that if his government had anything relevant and specific they would like us to look into, we were open to looking at it. Now, that's where that conversation is at this point of time. But to understand that conversation, you have to also appreciate that this has been an issue of great friction for many years with Canada, in fact going back to the 1980s. Then it became dormant, but in the last few years it has come back very much into play because of what we consider to be a very permissive Canadian attitude towards terrorists, extremists, people who openly advocate violence. And they have been given operating space in Canada.
On Monday, the US said that the Joe Biden administration has engaged with the Indian government on a number of occasions, urging them to cooperate with Canada in its investigations into the death of Singh Nijjar. The issue was raised by Secretary of State Antony Blinken during his meeting with Jaishankar last week.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.